Hello, everyone. My name is Max Cseresznyes, but to those of Miss Roberts' theater courses, I go by Mr. Cseresznyes, Mr. C, Mr. Shredded Cheese, Mr. Cheese. Honestly, the list goes on as to what they call me, but in essence, I am a student teacher at Southport High School. First off, I'd like to clarify that this video is in regards to January 21st, I believe that this past Tuesday, as that's when I was approached to do these vlogs, but I wasn't until now that I've actually had the time to, sit down, organize my thoughts, and record my responses. I would also like to mention that this video in particular will be geared towards more so of an overview of the Tuesday, just to give you guys kind of like an understanding of what Mr. Roberts and I go through. The day typically begins with me arriving onto the school grounds from anywhere between 6:30 to 6:45. It's about an hour commute from Ball State, so I typically make the drive every day there in the morning, and then after school when we don't have rehearsals. Part of the theater education program at Ball State University requires its second semester seniors, which is what I am, to be assigned to a nearby school. They also have the opportunity to be assigned to a school in Texas or anywhere overseas, really. But regardless, those seniors spend their remaining semester teaching with their assigned cooperating teacher in whatever classes they might have. Anyway, to get the ball rolling, for Tuesday's setting, the first block of the day was Arts 1. I should also clarify that Ms. Roberts teaches two of these sections, but for today's block scheduling, which I believe was a white day, we only met with one of them. So the class at the time is wrapping up some of their they're wrapping up their improv unit. We really try to get the kids to get to know their fellow peers, showcase that it's a brave and safe space through the improv games that we play, allowing them to think on their feet, make bold decisions. It really gets them comfortable around one another in hopes of providing a smooth communication in terms of future projects that we might be working on again in the near future. We finished up that Tuesday. That day, we actually ended up finishing up our improv unit, and we will be moving on to their directing one, which I will have the opportunity to actually take over the classroom for both sections of Arts 1, and in hopes of teaching them a bit about directing. Each of them will have their own opportunity to direct a small scene of their own, and one of the really fascinating things about directing that I found out in college is that directing directors are essentially just storytellers, and that kind of helps when I'm playing D&D as the DM to tell a story of epic proportion, or just to really paint a picture for the students or some of my friends. But to get back on track, directing allows for infinite possibilities, and I think that's the beauty of it. It's in its purest form, the ability that one student might have a different directing style. They could be given the same scenes, these two students, and they could come up with something completely different. And it's amazing every time directing is involved with these students. So next up is Block 2, which is the theater production course. And for for Tuesday rather, they were focused on finalizing this year's coffee house theme. Just to clarify, coffee house is a is like a talent show tacked on with a theme. And speaking of which, this year's theme is a murder mystery. I think titled "Murder Mystery in the Coffee House." The title's pending. I'm not entirely sure. But what's really fascinating about this course is that the students craft their own scripts, their own costumes, design their own lights and sounds to really bring this story to life. It's definitely an event you don't want to miss, because not only will you be supporting the arts and showing up, but you also be supporting everyone who's worked really hard on it, whether it's the cast, the crew, or other members of Southport High School who decide to audition as part of like the talent portion of the show. Looking up at Block 3, I believe Arts 2, which the students of Arts 2 are currently underway in directing their fellow peers within the given scripts they wrote last semester during their playwriting portion. This is the last rotation for them, as the current actors within each scene have already directed their script. Now it's time for that final person to showcase their small play they've crafted. So once we have seen everyone's performance, which I believe that is this coming Friday, this coming Friday, we will actually be leading, or I will be leading these students of Arts 2 into one-act plays. I'm going to let them decide what play we should choose. I think I think more power to them if I can get them to participate in like a unique and wonderful experience when it comes to deciding what play we should finalize for them to perform during my time of student teaching. Moving on from that, we come to Block 4. Block 4 takes the stage, in which is our advanced theater course. If I remember correctly, I don't know when this was established. They did like a rough diagram of like students taking courses, but essentially to take this course, I believe you have to be a senior, and you've had to have prerequisites of taking Arts 1, Arts 2, production. Tech theater is optional, but on top of that, there is the advanced arts, which makes it, I believe, 5 courses of theater altogether, 6 with the addition of there are 2 sections of Arts 1. Anyway, getting back on point, advanced theater takes the seniors within the class and kind of guides them through the process of preparing for auditions at the college level. We kind of focus on things like, individual monologues, scene work, resumes, headshots, anything that we can help them prepare for that college audition. It's essentially, this course is designed to allow our seniors to hone their craft before they go out and experience college theater, which is an experience all on its own. Looking back, I kind of wish we had something like this in my high school. I attended Fishers High School, so not too far. But I think it's a really unique experience that's not really offered to a lot of schools. So when I heard the description of this course through Ms. Roberts, I was kind of blown away. I was like, well, I kind of wish more high schools did this to help better prepare their students for the next 4-6 years of their life, depending on what they want to do. Last but not least is our is our technical theater course, which is Block 5. This course, I have to say, is kind of a divide and conquer, in the sense that we have a lot of our students working on various tasks that like ultimately cultivate a final product. Just recently, we had our 1X, and so all of that has been, put into storage, cleaned up, and ready to make way for the next, for the next production that would take place, I believe, in the auditorium. But yeah, now that the 1X are over, it is time for something new. Students are already underway, and with the help and guidance of Miss Roberts, we are gearing up to showcase you guys a play called Almost Maine. Just to give you a little snippet of it, Almost Maine consists of 9 short plays that are all happening at the same time, and they all explore elements of love and loss in a remote mythical town called Almost Maine. They go into a little bit more about why the town is called Almost. They're real close to being recognized, but nothing got done, if I recall correctly from the play. But speaking of Almost Maine, that brings me to the last point of this little vlog. Last week, we just posted the cast list. So every student who auditioned gets to find out what part they might hold, whether it is crew or initially the cast that basically makes the play, the foundation of it at least. This week in particular, so already starting on that Tuesday, the 21st, we began our rehearsal process, and just having been there for just 3 weeks. I started when you guys started, so just having been there for 3 weeks, I can already tell that this is one show I don't think anyone should miss. I've had the joyous occasion of working with these students, and I cannot stress this enough of how monumentally proud I am to work with each and every individual person I can, as they give it their all during this performance process. From the actors on stage to the crew members who hold the play together from the shadows. I cannot wait to see the final product come the desired show dates that Miss Roberts has established. You'll see them throughout the school in various locations plastered up to, really get to drive home the point of, hey, this is happening. If you want to see some of your friends who are in the theater department, or you want to just support the arts in general, by all means, come out and see it. It's going to be a great show, and I can confidently say that, even though it's just been a couple days of rehearsal. I mean, we still have till March, but these are very, very talented individuals. But with that being said, this unfortunately brings us to the end of this blog. Not to worry though. Miss Roberts, bless her heart, has offered to record various other blogs throughout this entire week. You will see one of me teaching both sections of Arts 1 as we actually begin our directing unit for them. And you will also see me working with them as they're up and moving around in the space. I'm sure there might be other vlogs coming your way, whether it's in this style or in the style that the other styles that I've previously described. So yeah, it's been a wonderful opportunity to work with each and every one of them, and kind of diving into the past experiences that I've had, despite, this video kind of focusing on January 21st. Yeah, I can already tell, I'm going to hate leaving them. Within the first week, I was very concerned with, how am I going to connect with these students? They're not going to know who I am. Sure, they've had a previous Ball State student, Mark Rollins, be their student teacher. Absolutely amazing person. But it's like, he brought to the table his own style. I want to bring mine. And immediately I was blown away the first week. Just because I didn't expect to connect with them as much as I did. It started off kind of small with, I arrived and I came into the classroom, and some of the students who didn't really have that class first period were already there, and I saw one kid like shuffling something, and I go, "Hey, what are you doing? What is that? What I think it is?" And he pulls out this Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and he goes, "Oh, do you mean this?" And I was like, "Dude, I used to have that stuff as a kid, and I think I have some leftover memorabilia, at home. I'll bring it tomorrow." And so instantly, boom, connection. And ever since then, I've been connecting with them, not just on a personal level, but as a teacher, and knowing that my days are numbered student teaching, I'm not going to have a lot of time with them, and I'll make the most of it. That's the goal. That is the plan. It's going to suck when the show is done and the curtains come to a close. Yeah, but until that happens, gonna make the most of each day, and you will see so throughout the vlogs that are going to be presented. I'm not entirely sure what order these will be presented in, but we'll see when we get there. So until next time, stay golden.